It's my turn. I get to talk about some of my favorite things here. So I have a company that you know what, I probably will cry about this one, and this is not an emotional thing. It's just a really exciting thing. We have a company out there called Photobiz, and I met Photobiz it's been a couple years now. And when we met Photobiz, it was one of those things that I was in a trade show walking down, and I had my website hosted somewhere else. And frankly, like most of us, I stuck up a website about 6 years before then and then sort of just forgot about it. Honestly, there were images on my website that were shot with film, and I had not been shooting film for probably 7 or 8 years. And so website was something that, even though I teach branding and I know it's important, it's hard to take the time to do these things. And back then, you have to understand, 13 years ago, it wasn't awesome template. It was, you have to hire somebody to do coding, and it was really hard and really overwhelming and really, really expensive. And so here I am walking down this trade show floor, and this young man from Photobiz steps in front of me, and he introduces himself, and he recognized my face, and he said, "Hey, I really want to show you our product." And of course, I was busy, and I said, "Okay, I'll take a quick look." And I was super engaging and a lot of fun, but I was definitely not sure that I really wanted to take the time to do this. And besides that, I think he thought I was Lori Nordstrom when he first saw me. So he's like, "I saw your show today and I loved it." And Lori was the only one that spoke that day. So, but I didn't tell him that, so now he knows.
So it helps to look like somebody, in addition to having the name of somebody else's company as well, right?
Exactly. So you can take all the credit for all their really great shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So of course, I stopped and I figured I'd be courteous and give him a few minutes. Well, we sat there and he started showing the product. That did not just happen.
Good thing we're live.
Now that you've all fallen off your chair, it's gonna happen, I promise you. He started talking about the products and he started going through that. Now, at that time, I didn't know anything about websites, so I was paying attention, but I wasn't. The whole crew is red right now. This is epic. This happened. So he started going through the products and he started talking about the different ways that you could use the tool. And frankly, it was pretty exciting. I could see lots of bells and whistles, and I could see that it was definitely one of those things that looked easy, but looks and actual is different to me. And so I started kind of following what he was saying, and I was asking him questions. Well, what about this? And he would show me. And what about this? And what about this? And what about images? And what about text and copy? And his answers were short and sweet, and it made sense. But even then, I wasn't sold. And so for me, I had to sort of, bottom line it. I needed to get out of there. I had to teach somewhere else, and I kind of wanted an answer. So I looked at him and I said, "I'll tell you what. Here's the deal. If you can guarantee me that I can have a website up in one day, I'll consider it." And he said, "I can guarantee it." And so, of course, he piqued my curiosity, because at that point, I was definitely of the mindset of, okay, there's no way. I had paid $13,000 for my original website, and it took months and months, and frankly, never was as good as I wanted it to be. So my curiosity was piqued, and I set up an appointment with him. Now, the first thing I have to tell you about Photobiz was the customer service. Mind-blowing customer service. They had every answer I needed. They had the right people on the phone, and part of me went back and thought, okay, well, is this just because I'm a speaker or an educator? But I have since come to find out they have an entire customer service support team, just a massive amount of employees that are sitting on phones waiting to answer your questions. I mean, everybody I know raves about this company. So it's not just because it's me, it's not just because I'm a speaker. Their customer service is 110%. So Photobiz, from that first conversation, we talked about the website. Now, they gave us kind of the description of what it would take and how, what we would need to do. And we had already pre-prepared with some images and samples and things we wanted, some copy. And basically, at the end of that conversation, my graphics team was there. There were 2 employees involved. And I said, "All right, guys, here's the deal." It was 11 o'clock in the afternoon here. And I said, "You have until 5 o'clock till closing time tonight to get a website up. And if it works, we're buying it." And so that's literally how this happened. Is I turned to the graphic girls, I said, "Go for it." And they started working on the site. And I stayed away the whole day. I was shooting. I came in at 4:30 in the afternoon. And you know what? When I walked in the room, I knew something great had happened, because there was energy. They were excited. They were almost giggly and ready to show me these products. And of course, as soon as we started, we sat down, they started showcasing what they had done. And honestly, within a short period of time, by 4:30 that afternoon, we had an entire website done. I think there were only 2 things that weren't done yet, and that was placing videos, which was something that we had never even had the option of placing videos before. So the fact that I could scroll through galleries, that I could see a home page, that I could see the About Us page, all of that stuff was done and ready to go. And I think what was most fun is not so much that they got the website done, because I'm sure that was a lot of pressure to put them under. I think what was most exciting is at the end of the day, they weren't upset, they weren't angry, they weren't frustrated that I had thrown this on them. They were thrilled. They were so proud and so excited that within a day, we all of a sudden had an incredibly beautiful website. Now, since then, of course, we fell in love with the Photobiz team. And I will tell you right now, if you are not a Photobiz user, if you do not have a website, I highly encourage you to consider them. Their work is outstanding. Since then, we have had the opportunity to rebuild every single site we have. My studio site, the SPTV site, the tour site, they have lovingly and carefully helped us manage and control. And again, the one thing I have to really let you know is they don't just talk the talk. They have a support team. Not just there for me, they have a support team there for you. Every question you have is going to be answered, and they're available all of the time. So you're not going to be left in the dark. You know, if it works better for you to be late at night working on your site, there's going to be someone there to help you out. And even my own son, as you can see, he just launched his first website. So a big shout out to Nick. Nikolai Puch Photography, if you guys have 2 seconds, check it out. He has been shooting since he was 11. In fact, Kevin, you were part of his inspiration. I don't know if you remember back when we were in Japan. That night we ate the fish that was alive and wiggling and moving. Yeah. Well, it was that speaking event in Japan that Nick was with us, and I don't know if you remember, but he was 11 and kind of bored, and I handed him a camera. He took some pictures, and then I put them into Lightroom, and I thought it would be like a teenage or a preteen coloring book, and I'm like, just move this and this, and something will happen. And he sat there the entire day playing on Lightroom. And at the end of the day, it was myself and Jerry and Vicky Toffer. We were looking at his work, and honestly, all we kept saying, well, who helped you do this? And he kept saying, I did it by myself. And we really saw that he had a passion for photography. And he will tell you that now his work has gone far beyond that, because he hates his original work at 11. Right. Now that he's 16, he hates it. But definitely check out his site. I'm really proud of him. He just launched it with the help of Photobiz. And you know what? I didn't do a thing. He made all the phone calls. So if a 16-year-old can get on there and they can create a beautiful website and showcase who they are, honestly, anybody can do it. They're incredible people, incredible team, and there are so many choices that they give you diversity and that unique feel and look that's going to make it your own. So I'm very excited to present there. You can check out all of our websites. They've done everything from our gear page to SPTV to everything we've done. They also are going to provide you an awesome discount today. So if you have not got a website, or if you're interested in getting with a company that you absolutely want to rave about, they're going to provide a 50% off setup fee with a new account, and you just have to use the code Sandy. So it's a great way to start out. They're giving an incredible holiday deal, and they're also going to give out an incredible prize. So let's go ahead and take a look. They're going to give us a 3-month website. So you get 3-month access to a website. They're going to help you build it, and you get a choice of either the portfolio or the content side. It's a $135 value, and let's see. I am getting the prize now. She's actually sending it to me. Okay, you guys.
I got a question for you
yeah,
while you're
go
getting
ahead.
the prize there. So are they fully custom sites, or are they partial templates, or both, or
both?
Whatever you want?
That's what I love about them is if you don't want to do it yourself, you can literally have almost 100% template based. Mm-hmm. So it's plug and play. In fact, a lot of my students, I do a lot of mentoring one-on-one sessions. And we always talk about branding, and we get them there, and everybody's always afraid to do this. And honestly, it's so exciting when I give them you can do it in 1 day guarantee. Right. And it's always exciting when they do it in 1 day, and then they're calling and texting me saying, oh my gosh, I've got a website.
I have a site, I'm real, I'm official.
So you can start out with a template.
Exciting, yeah.
Exactly. You start out with a template and get to where you want to be. And then of course from there, you can start customizing things. Like one of the first things we did is, I loved their templates, but I wanted my color palette on the back. I wanted that to be sort of the color. And my girls had done that within that first day. They had figured out how to change the background, and it was a simple change. But then, of course, you can start adding and changing. And the one thing I like about Photobiz too is that they oftentimes, if I have an idea or a thought or a concept, they will say, okay, let's figure out how to do it.
Right,
and they're innovative. They like to make changes. And if it's something that's going to work for me, they know it's going to work for their whole database, and they'll make those changes. So that's awesome.
Awesome.